Diocese of Evansville has new leadership as of today. Good evening. You're watching 44 News at 6. I'm Eli Roberts.
And I'm Shelby Coates. Joseph Siegel started his tenure as bishop during an installation mass this afternoon. 44
News reporter Jeff Goldberg is just back from the mass and joins us now with more. Jeff.
Diocese of Evansville leadership says it's very rare to have three of their bishops in the same room at the same time. That was the case Friday as Joseph Siegel was installed as the sixth bishop in Evansville Diocese's 73-year history. Joseph Siegel was working as an auxiliary bishop in Joliet, Illinois, when Pope Francis appointed him to be the next bishop in Evansville back in October.
Excited, anxious, again, just overwhelmed by the great gift of God to bring me here, and certainly gratitude to Pope Francis, and just looking forward to being a shepherd.
He was flanked by dozens of deacons and 22 bishops as he entered St. Benedict's Cathedral in Evansville. Archbishop Christophe Pierre, the Vatican's ambassador to the U.S., invited Siegel to take his seat upon the cathedra and officially take over the diocese.
Are you willing to serve the people of this diocese in the traditions of the apostolic faith of the Church?
I do accept the pastoral care of the people of God in the Diocese of Evansville.
A Pew study found that between 2007 and 2015, the number of Roman Catholics in America fell by 3 million. But you couldn't tell that Friday. Nearly every seat in the 1,000-seat cathedral was filled. The bishop has some ideas on how to bring new members to the church.
It's really to engage people and to be able to go out to them. I think for many years we were blessed that people would simply naturally come to church. Now it's work evangelization is bringing the good news to other people, going out. Pope Francis is often to the peripheries.
The faithful parishioners are feeling good about the new bishop and are excited to see where he takes the Evansville Diocese.
Well, he's a very tall man, but he also brings with that a lot of strength, and you can tell that he's a very holy man, along with being a very humble man.
Is it like a peaceful spirit, like he'd really be involved in our community and really bring, God and Jesus into all of our lives.
The bishop comes from a background of music. He plays the organ and piano. Now, some of the songs at Friday's Mass were written by members of his family. Jeff Goldberg, 44 News.
All right, Jeff, thank you. And now here's Chief Meteorologist Chad Evans with a first look at the forecast.
Boy, a lot of clouds today, but some sun mixing in places at times with highs anywhere from 34 at Shoals and 37 at Santa Claus and Jasper to 40 at Seabury. We got to 40 at Evansville and 41 at Carmine. Now, where the skies have cleared, we're already in the 20s at Washington and Vincennes. Still holding at 37 at Santa Claus and Evansville, 40 at Madisonville, but 32 at Jasper and Mount Carmel, as well as Flora. And you can see the clouds breaking up quite a bit now to our northwest. So we'll see a nice clearing trend over the next several hours. But the thing is, the temperature will fall pretty rapidly with the clearing and then begin to rise late as that southwest wind kicks up even more. So low 28, but we'll be up to 32 by 7 o'clock in the morning. Now, coming up, we're going to talk about a warmer, wetter weather pattern, and then, right around Christmas and after, it gets much colder with some wintry precip. Stay tuned.
All right, Chad, thank you. A Ferdinand man faces charges including child molestation after an investigation that started earlier this week.
Ferdinand police say the Division of Family and Child Services received a complaint Monday, and it was about Rudy Riley's alleged activities. Now, Riley was arrested Thursday on charges of molestation, sexual misconduct with a minor, and child seduction. He's being held at the Du Bois County Jail, and police say this is an ongoing investigation.
2 accused murderers are behind bars in southern Illinois tonight. Our media partner at WFIW reports that Flora police arrested 33-year-old Kenneth McCoy and 25-year-old Jessica Roberts in connection to a murder that happened in Parkersburg, West Virginia. Police said that they were responding to a complaint of a couple that had been begging at a gas station, but the two took off before officers arrived. Police later found the two at Walmart, and only then did they realize that McCoy and Robert were wanted for murder while driving a stolen car from Indiana. The two are being held at the Clay County Jail and are awaiting extradition back to West Virginia.
And 2 women in Du Bois County are facing felony charges after allegedly using fake prescriptions to get pills. 53-year-old Kimberly Feltner of Holland and Pamela Hoffman of Lagodi are accused of working together to get controlled drugs from the pharmacy. Indiana State Police say Feltner altered the quantity of the pills on her prescription and then passed the forged prescription at a pharmacy. And then the two later planned to share that medication. Both women are behind bars in Du Bois County. They're charged with obtaining a controlled substance by fraud.
The investigation continues. Posey County officials are asking for your help tonight to solve a fire that mysteriously engulfed a home in Mount Vernon. Investigators said that they have signs that people were in that home. It was on the 500 block of East 2nd Street. That home, people were inside just before it caught fire. The house is not a total loss, just the kitchen and the backside of the house caught fire. Fire officials say no one was living in the home. It was vacant. If you have any information that could help investigators crack this case, call the Mount Vernon Fire Department now. There's a possible reward in the works for any tip that proves useful. Kentucky Attorney General Andy Beshear made a big announcement in Henderson today.
That's right. He's pushing a new fight against the opioid epidemic. The Attorney General, along with many others in the community, held a press conference to introduce the new opioid disposable pouches in Henderson County. They say the new packets are the safest way to get rid of the drugs, both for people and the environment. 10,000 pouches have been distributed in the ongoing effort. Opioids are often found in our own medicine cabinets, and the Attorney General wants families to know that he's fighting for them and their safety.
Statistics suggest 70% of people who misuse prescription opioids obtain them from a family member or a friend. Kentucky families need to know that the medicine cabinet is the most dangerous part of the house.
Now, these packets are free and can be picked up at Walmart. Beshear hopes to spread the initiative throughout the Bluegrass State.
Henderson County Judge Executive Brad Schneider plans to seek another term in that role. He filed the paperwork for the upcoming 2018 election. Schneider was appointed by Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin after the former judge executive died following a surgery. Schneider says he's proud of what he's accomplished during his tenure, and he also says he wants another chance to serve a full 4-year term. Coming up, with the holidays just around the corner, it couldn't be a better time to try to save money. See the animals without breaking the bank. We'll tell you how next.
Plus, every kid needs to have a lunch, especially at school. See how a community is coming together to make sure student lunch accounts are taken care of no matter the cost. That's next on 44 News at 6.
Hear me, right?
Chris, mic check.
Outstanding meal balances are a problem across much.
You're watching 44 News with Eli Roberts and Shelby Coates.
Outstanding meal deficits are a problem across much of the country.
That's right, and they have hit here in the tri-state, including Warwick County.
44 News reporter Chris Mastrobono is here now with the details of a program in our area.
Eli and Shelby, outstanding meal balances at schools across the tri-state is an issue most may not even know exists.
Melinda Mitchell has started the conversation in getting this problem solved.
After seeing a YouTube video and visiting a school in her hometown of Newburgh, Melinda Mitchell saw the issue: outstanding meal balances at schools throughout Warwick County. Many have come forward, writing checks and donating money to various schools in the county. Melinda says while this wasn't her idea, it's the people who are donating who deserve credit.
I don't really feel like I'm any more special than anybody else. I just found out there was an issue and figured the community can pull together and we can make a difference. And that's what's happening. I'm really actually doing very little except letting people know.
Shanae Rao, a food and nutrition administrator official, tells me the school district's budget is $5.5 million for feeding the schools. Some of that is government funded. The rest is funds from parents and other agencies. No child is left hungry, from elementary school through high school, no matter their economic background. Shanae welcomes any donations and is happy to see the community pitch in. Melinda has been getting the word out on her Facebook page and hopes this initiative, which is only 2 weeks old, can continue to grow.
We've already decided next school year, that during the summer we want to get very organized and keep this going, and hopefully we'll get more volunteers that will be able to help out.
As of today, Newburgh Elementary and Chandler Elementary schools had their meal balances paid off. Since this issue will always exist to some extent, Melinda hopes they can raise enough money to keep it rolling in. Chris Mastrobono, 44 News.
It is great to see everyone is getting their lunch.
True, very true, yes.
It's time to get over to the zoo.
That's exactly right, and Mesker Park Zoo plans to knock down its entrance rates to just $2 Monday to Friday until the end of the year. Zoo officials say that the winter is the best time to visit the zoo because many of the animals actually prefer cold weather, and the animals are at their most active. Plus, this year there are some new animals hanging out, like the Mexican gray wolf and the Indian rhino. So if you decide to head out, you don't need a coupon, just show up. And the zoo is open every day, including on Christmas, so keep that in mind.
Can't wait to go.
No, I love the Mesker Park Zoo. Always have a great time there. Well, some animals enjoy the cold weather, but I know I don't. But that's okay, because warmer weather is coming our way.
It is indeed. And Chief Meteorologist Chad Evans is here to tell us when. Chad?
Yeah, our husky was rolling on his back in the frost the other morning. That's how much he likes the cold weather. And we've got warmer weather initially and then much cold weather, especially after Christmas. Now, tonight it's seasonally chilly. We'll break down the weekend forecast and the next 7 days coming up.
You're watching 44 Weather with Chief Meteorologist Chad Evans.
Well, we rode away the low clouds tonight, and tomorrow just a few high, thin, wispy cirrus clouds. You may notice these thickening up a little bit late in the day, but overall a warmer but a windy day. Highs in the 50s, but those winds strong out of the southwest, sustained near 15 to 17, with gusts more than 30 miles an hour at times. And with the dry air and those gusty winds, a lot of dry fuel out there, the brush fire danger going up tomorrow afternoon. Now Sunday, it's the exact opposite. It's gray. We're gonna have some showers around, greatest coverage late morning to very early afternoon, and then they'll taper very slowly to just patchy drizzle. A high of only 46 after 41 in the morning, and a little breezy for a while in the afternoon, adding an extra chill to the air. And even though the low clouds may hang on into Monday, at least it will be dry and warmer to start next week. But tonight we drop into the 20s to around 30 initially, and then begin to rise as the southwest wind kicks in late. So lows 26 to 30, but it's going to be about 30 to 35 by 7 o'clock in the morning. Headed for highs around 50 to the mid 50s tomorrow. 54 at Evansville, 55 at McLeansboro, to 52 degrees at Owensboro. And everybody's in the 40s on Sunday, kind of a gray day with low and mid 40s north of I-64 and mid and upper 40s south of the interstate. On 44 Futurecast, notice the clearing trend tonight. The sunshine tomorrow, but the clouds really thickening up tomorrow night. This is around 3:30 in the morning, becoming mostly cloudy at that point, and the showers begin to come in early on Sunday. They peak in coverage around late morning to very early afternoon, and then taper off to just some patches of drizzle. This is around 4 p.m., but the low gray clouds may lock in through Sunday night and Monday. And though Monday will be warmer, it may be a little bit on the gray side. A few showers early Tuesday, then some clearing with 50s, then temperatures falling a little bit in the afternoon. But then it warms up. Big storm developing here with a lot of snow north of our area. A pre-Christmas snow event here from Colorado to Michigan, and some showers and thunderstorms forming here late Thursday, and then more on Friday as a cold front goes through. And behind that front, colder air comes in, and then there'll be a pretty good shot of cold air that follows. And with that, a lot of moisture coming in after Christmas that may lead to icy mix and snow down the road. But rainfall-wise for Sunday, anywhere from around 1/10 of an inch to as much as 1/4 of an inch of rain. So not a lot per se. Perhaps 1700 Evansville, 1/4 of an inch at Seabury, and near 1/10 of an inch at Fairfield. So here's your warmer air that comes in tomorrow. Notice the greens and yellows. A little cooler Sunday. Warmer on Tuesday, then it gets a little cooler Wednesday, but here comes the surge of warm Thursday and into Friday. In fact, Friday night we probably will not drop below 58 or 60 degrees. And then the first batch of cold comes in by Friday night and Saturday, and this cold air up here will eventually come down and drop the temps below normal for a while. 7-day outlook, normal is 44, 40 Sunday, 50s Monday. How about some low 60s on Thursday and Friday?
Nice.
All right, Chad, you get a bonus for that forecast. UE men's basketball is preparing for weekend games without its key players.
Sports Director JoJo Gentry looks into why injuries continue to plague the program. That's next in sports.
And is it on the, so how and when is it on the coaches to make a call that's best for the team?
You're watching 44 Sports with JoJo Gentry.
UE men's basketball is heading into Saturday's game hosting Austin Peay without two of its top scoring leaders. The most recent player recovering off the floor is Rights grad Drew Smith. The sophomore is expected to be out 4 weeks with a stress fracture in his left foot. The school tells 44 Sports the injury occurred during the Aces win at Bowling Green. Smith recorded a career-high 25 points in the 91-76 victory. Now he's on standby with fellow sharpshooter Ryan Taylor.
We didn't know what it was exactly. We didn't know. I mean, at first we thought it was just kind of like a bony stress kind of thing. Like my foot was just kind of a little sore, but after we kind of looked a little more, it ended up being a stress fracture.
How does it feel right now?
It feels okay. I mean, I think it's coming along, and hopefully it'll just heal quickly.
Key injuries plaguing UE's program have been trending over the past few years. While the staff credits bad luck, some fans are beginning to question otherwise. Of course, it's not uncommon for college basketball players nationwide to play through injuries. Players want to put their hard work and abilities to the test. Then again, telling a coach about pain or an injury could cost a player his or her spot. So starting that conversation could put an athlete in a tough position. So how and when is it on the coaches to make a call that's best for the team and player? I asked head coach Marty Simmons a similar question surrounding the team's numerous injuries. Do you think the recent injuries are just a matter of bad luck, or do you think there needs to be a reevaluation of the physical demands of the players?
There doesn't need to be anything on the physical demands. I mean, we're practicing 45 minutes to an hour, maybe hour and 15 minutes. You know, in years past, I might go with that. Drew's is really the only one that we don't really know exactly, you know, how he got the injury. So, I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, we're doing our very best. We've got other guys, you know, Boot Gibson, you know, battles his knee with swelling. Blake's coming off ACL surgery. I mean, we've been very cognizant of trying to you know, stay sharp.
And the Crossroads Classic gets underway at Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis on Saturday. The tournament includes IU, Butler, Notre Dame, and Purdue men's basketball teams. The Boilermakers take on the Butler Bulldogs at noon Eastern Time, and the Hoosiers and Irish will follow. Tip-off is set for 2:30 Eastern Time, and this is something that all Indiana college basketball fans look forward to. I will certainly be watching the Butler game at 11 o'clock Central Time.
Because you went to Butler, right?
Yes.
So you're going to be watching.
Very excited.
Thank you so much, JoJo.
Well, even polar bears might like to escape the cold in the winter, but too bad for these two. They were denied boarding. Details next.
You're watching 44 News with Eli Roberts and Shelby Coates.
Well, it's just another day here at the Wiley Post Will Rogers Memorial Airport. Got a couple of polar bears here running around the infield.
Sort of cool. Look at the way they run. They weren't there to catch a flight, but they did manage to stir things up. Polar bears decided to check in at the Utqagvik Airport in the far northern reaches of Alaska. Now, despite not getting boarding passes, they did make quite the scene.
Well, the two polar bears, you can see them here. They ran across the runway, and they aren't the only wild passengers to make it to the airport. Back in October, a bearded seal also turned up there, and he was also on the no-fly list as well, so he could not fly either. Eli, you thought that was really cute, didn't you?
Yeah, I love the way it runs right there. See, he's
pretty cute.
Chasing.
All right. Well, we are all out of time. Thank you so much for joining us on 44 News at 6.